I've never actually put up this tree, so.
I thought you were gonna say you've never put up a tree.
This tree.
What did you bring, and what's the significance?
Okay, I brought a sister's ornament because I'm close to my two sisters, and they gave this ornament to me, so I had them close to me here in Parkersburg.
So I brought something that I have a lot of, actually, and there's a bit of a story behind it. So you can probably see it on the camera. It's a little nutcracker ornament. You can see it even has the opening and shutting jaw. But the reason I brought it is because for years, since I was probably 7 or 8 years old, I've collected nutcrackers around Christmas time.
I brought a sock. Some might say I forgot that I had to bring an ornament till this morning, but I say this represents me because I'm messy. People think of socks and think of messy, and I like cats. If you do a nice zoom in, there's a cat right there. Okay, so my cat back in Maryland, it looks like that.
The ornament that I brought in is this ornament of Pocahontas. It was the first movie that my dad ever took me to see. She's my favorite Disney princess, and it's my favorite Disney movie. She's independent, and she goes her own way, and she's all about representing her hometown.
A couple of years ago, you may know that I got into model rocketry, and I ordered something from the Estes company. To my great surprise, in the bottom of the box that they shipped me was this little ornament. I didn't realize it, but each season they produce a different ornament, and this was that year's ornament. So I didn't think too much of it at the time, but it's come to represent one of my favorite ornaments as I put it on the tree each year.
This is the ornament that I chose. It's the TARDIS from Doctor Who, the time machine from the show. And I like it because I'm a big sci-fi fan and a big Doctor Who fan, and also because I bought it from Asylum Comics in Marietta last year, and it was handmade locally, so it's just a nice little way to represent local businesses and local artists.
This is my ornament for the WTAP Christmas tree. It represents a snowflake and memories of great white Christmases years past, and always as a child going to sleep on Christmas Eve and hoping two things: you'd wake up to see snow, and you'd hope to see Santa Claus leave your presents.
So I actually brought a bow tie ornament that a friend of mine gave to me, because I don't know if you know, but bow ties are kind of my thing. Every once in a while I'm wearing bow ties. It happens on occasion, you might not have noticed, but a friend of mine got me a bow tie ornament, made it herself, and even has Bow Tie Thursday here on the bottom and everything. And I feel like it's pretty representative of my life. Sure, there's a lot of other things that I like. I've got other ornaments, but this one, especially of my time in the Middle Ohio Valley, is pretty representative of my time here, I think.
So shocking to, I'm sure, just about everyone, I brought a baseball. This was actually an ornament that was made for me by a friend of mine who used to actually work at WTAP. It was my first Christmas here in Parkersburg, so it was 2018. I wasn't able to go home and see my family, and she gave me this ornament. It says Christmas in Parkersburg on the front. On the side it says WTAP 2018, and on this side it says "This is home" with a home plate around it, which I thought was pretty clever. I thought this was really special to me for a lot of reasons. Obviously, it's going to help me remember my time here, but when I opened it, I realized that this is going to be on every tree I have, like, for the rest of my life.
I brought a bronze figurine of NBA Hall of Famer, one-time rapping genie, platinum rapper, pizza salesman Shaquille O'Neal, which was given to me last Christmas by my family when they came here. It's actually a replica of his statue outside the Staples Center in Los Angeles. I wish I could say that I brought it to honor my family. I have to be honest, this is much more because of my admiration for Shaq. He taught me that when life tries to stop you, you dunk over them and rip down the backboard. When life tries to cross you up and shoot a jumper, you block their shot and toss it into the third row. So that is why Shaquille O'Neal will be hanging from the top of our Christmas tree. There we go, perfect.
Favorite Christmas memory is when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I was so excited for Christmas. I ran into the living room. I remember I had a shirt on that had Elmo, and I still remember the fuzzy red fuzz on the shirt. And I remember going into the living room, and there were so many presents under the tree.
I got a sled one year. It wasn't your typical radio flyer, but it was that style. And my father very wisely did not shop at the Gamble store to get one just like the neighbors, but he went to the Montgomery Ward store where he has an incredibly tall one. It was unique in the entire neighborhood, and I still have it to this year. It's in my basement, and I pulled my kids around on it when they were toddlers, and it's one of my favorite gifts that I still have.
Christmas smells like gravy.
When I think of the holidays, that's those food smells, really yummy food smells are for sure what come to mind for me.
I'll associate Christmas with whenever I would get a new electronic, like a video game console, a video game or something, there's a smell from the plastic that would kind of waft up, and it always reminds me of those Christmas mornings.
So worst Christmas memory.
I admittedly was spoiled as a kid. I had great Christmases.
It was December of 2016. On Christmas Eve, we always go to my grandparents' house and celebrate with family.
When I proposed to my wife, she was obviously at the time my girlfriend, we had made plans to go see the zoo lights in Columbus.
The Oakland Raiders were playing on Christmas Eve.
I think it was freezing rain. It kind of came out of nowhere on us, and we had to cancel our trip last minute.
My brothers and my parents were super into it. We all wore our jerseys there for that game, and my grandparents had the game on TV. And I remember my little brother Jimmy saying that this was such a great Christmas, and the Raiders were playing really well that year. And Jimmy said the only thing that would ruin Christmas is if Derek Carr, the Raiders quarterback, breaks his leg.
I was really annoyed about not being able to go. And eventually she just got it out of me that I was going to propose up there.
Well, guess what happened? Derek Carr broke his leg.
She's like, oh, well, you could just propose now.
Definitely when I was a kid. I don't remember what age I was. I was probably in between 10 and 12.
And the entire mood just flipped for my family.
But I got really sick, like had a high fever.
And so we were driving to my parents, and I pulled over at my apartment.
I got super sick and ended up on the couch for most of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
And I proposed to her next to the dumpster at my apartment.
If you could give a gift to a famous person, who would it be and what would it be?
I think it's pretty obvious I would give a gift to Shaquille O'Neal. I would hope I've made that obvious. What would I give to Shaq? The gift of my respect and admiration. And I would hope that for Shaquille O'Neal, that would mean the world to him.
I would get the actor from the show Emily in Paris on Netflix. His name is Lucas Bravo. I would get him a signed headshot of me because he is such a cute guy. You can tell that I've been in isolation for too long.
I would give Santa. I think Santa has a really hard life. He can't drink in front of the elves. He always has to be on his best behavior. So I would give him a little disguise gift. I'd give him like a little shot glass in the form of an ornament and be like, you know, because I think he's like always around the elves.
Somebody famous who I'd give a Christmas present to? Well, I would like to give Pete Rose a membership plaque to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I'd give Mike Trout a tour of the studio because he was really into weather, and I'd love to meet the guy and be able to talk shop with him, even though he's way more famous than I'm ever going to be and probably knows a lot more about weather on the California side than I do. But he's really cool, and I'd like to meet him.
There's a lot of things that I could give this person that I would like to give this person, but I'm gonna go with, I would give Brandon Crawford of the San Francisco Giants a lock of my hair in hopes that he would send me a lock of his hair back.
Oh, look at that. That's cute.
That's my contribution to the tree.
It's just as I envisioned it.
Is it really too heavy?
Oh, it
is heavy.
It's a bronze figure.
I kind of want to just go with it.
Yeah, no. That is teetering on the razor's edge of life.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.